Hey everybody, My Life here from www.scaudios.com, and I'm going to bring you guys another commentary. This is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg replay I'll be showing you today. The Zerg player actually has decided to go with a 15 pool. Protoss is playing pretty usual. He's got his gateway up and he's already starting to make an assimilator to get himself a pretty quick cybernetics core. You're going to see some interesting action pretty much all the way through this replay. I might speed it up a little bit later because it is a almost 30-minute long replay just to get to the action a little quicker. But up here at the very beginning, they've already started messing with each other. This probe's actually going to lose the fight to the drone here, but he just moves the probe around in a circle over and over again so that he can't get his expo up. Well, Sai knows that he's toying with him. So now Sai's going to bring his drone over and he's going to make his expo over here. And then I believe he uses this drone just to go scout. Here comes the cybernetics core on blue. There has been a bit of a lack of Protoss commentaries on our website because we have 2 Terran players and 1 Zerg player, which is actually Sai here. So I decided to do a Protoss replay here for you guys, because there aren't so many of them, and if you do see a Protoss, they're normally losing. I was going to use these lings that he made. He only made 4 of them just to scout around a bit. As you can see here, at 4 minutes and 18 seconds, Blue is already putting himself up a Stargate. Everybody has probably seen by now the Void Ray Rush that you can do to Zerg players, and if they haven't scouted well enough and aren't prepared, it actually works quite well. He's got his queen up, starting to get eggs on his hatchery, and his expo is almost here. With the new pathing that they put in this last patch, you guys are going to see his zealots are kind of blocking this ramp right here, and I don't think Sai knows that he can actually probably squeeze through those 2 zealots. But you put the zealots on your ramp, and you put them on hold position so that tiny units like the Zerglings have to attack the unit in order to get through there. They simply won't move, but they will attack if something comes close enough for them to attack them. As you can see, he did just slide the Zerglings through. He didn't know if he could do it or not, and now he's spotted the Stargate and sees that the Void Rays are coming. His instant reaction is to get himself an evolution chamber and try to get some spore colonies up, because right now all he really has is this queen to protect him. Now, in my opinion, if I were the Zerg player here, I might actually decide to invest, which he's doing now, in a couple queens. He knows that Blue doesn't know that this expo is over here yet, so he's making a second queen at his main, so when the Void Ray comes over here, he can easily pick him off. Blue is chrono boosting out a second Void Ray, and he's got 3 Zealots running towards Sai's base, just in case he needs the Zealot support. We had put up a Roach Warren and made a Roach and a few Zealots, or a few Zerglings that he had from before. And he slayed his first creep tumor. We all know those Zerg players like to put creep everywhere. Well, he assumes that the Void Ray Rush wasn't coming, and now he's running his queen over to his other expo. I believe, yeah, Blue still doesn't know that that expo is there. I believe he's about to find out here in a second. And he's still making a few rotaries, and he is now teching to his lair. The slow off creep queen finally gets over here to the expo, and he's got a spore up there and a spore up here. It takes Void Rays to actually, a little bit to actually get to the amount of damage that they like to do. So 1 spore colony really and a queen is good enough to fend off 1 or 2 Void Rays. So Blue now knows that this expo's over here. He's going to need to try and put a stop to that pretty quick. He's expoing himself, but we know that Zerg players will not lose a macro war to any race. Well, they shouldn't anyway, unless one player just so happens to be way better than another. Now, Red isn't really prepared for the attack that's about to come over here. He's putting up a second spore crawler. He probably should have he should have brought these lings with him. Actually, I don't know where his lings went. I thought he still had 4 links over there, but he definitely made a mistake here because he let these 4 Zealots take out this other Spore colony. He wasn't paying well enough attention. He didn't have his roaches over there ready for a ground attack. All he assumed was coming was the Void Rays. So now he's effectively lost an expansion simply for the fact that he didn't bring his roaches over there like he should have. Now if I hold down V here on Psy, he does know that this expo is up, and he's now going to go down there and try to stop it.
Our drones are under attack.
As you can see, the Void Rays have finished taking out this expo, and he's upping another Spore Crawler near his main so he doesn't lose the game here in the very early stages of it. He realizes once he gets closer that the blue Protoss has a few too many units for him, and he's not really going to be able to deal with it. He goes in, tries to take out the cannons anyway, but it's just a little too much for the small number of roaches that he has at the time, and an Immortal pops up. And Blue's doing a very good job of keeping up the harassment. He puts out an expansion, and he's now making plenty of ground units to go with his Void Rays to continue to harass this Zerg player. That's a good way as Protoss to keep the Zerg from beating you mid-game, which is where Zergs excel, by keeping down their expos and do not let them out-macro you, because a Zerg's going to win the macro war every time. He's now using his Void Rays to scout out a bit, see if the Zerg has decided to get up any other expos secretly. Everybody knows from Psy's audios that he's a sneaky type of player. He hides things from his enemies whenever he gets the chance. Now, he doesn't really have any units to stop his Void Ray. He just brings his Queen over there. If the Void Ray was just a turn and killed the Queen, he would have forced Psy to either would have killed the Queen or forced Psy to pick up Spore Crawlers and bring him over there to help him out. Now this Void Ray is going to see this second expo, and we're going to try to take that down real quick. But Psy's finally got his Hydralisk den up and he's producing Hydralisks to fend off the Void Rays. He knows he's behind now. He's just going to play catch up at this point. Protoss player is chrono boosting upgrades for ground armor and shields. He's warping in another robotics facility and getting himself a robotics bay so he can get some Colossus to stop this ground attack from the Zerg player. He forced Psy here to build those Hydralisks, and after he forced him to build Hydras to stop his air attack, now he's converting into Colossus in order to stop his ground units. He knows at the moment Psy doesn't have Mutalisks, but we all know never to count that out. Zergs can switch tech really fast and create large numbers of any type of unit at any point in the game. Psy's keeping up very well with his injecting larvae into his hatcheries. He only has one queen at this time, so I believe this queen's going to go down here and actually inject larvae in this hatchery also. And he's now starting to put his creep tumors and his overlords and spreading creep everywhere. So I was trying to keep him scouted out. As you can see, there's a pylon going up right here, and there is an overlord right here, which by the time, I believe, we'll come back and look at this